So tonight I want to chat about preventing the summer surplus around your waist. Give you some nutritional habits, tips you can employ this summer so you can enjoy summer without the surplus. Because a lot of times summer comes and it's just, it's barbecues, it's partying, it's beaches, it's vacations. And, by the time fall comes around, everybody's desperate for a new diet. Not this summer and not you. All right. So I want to talk about meal planning. I want to talk about meal prepping. And I want to give a little talk about eating on the go. All right. So here we go. Let's start talking about meal planning. So when it comes to meal planning, all right. Sorry, this whole technology thing. All right. So here we go. When meal plan, this is what a healthy meal should look like. All right. So we're planning our meals. Most of your meals should look just like this. You want to have your 1 to 2 pounds of a lean protein, carbs, and carbs doesn't mean it has to be rice and mashed potatoes. Carbs can be a fruit with your meal. Fats are important. Fats are an important part of your diet, whether you cook with it, the olive oils and stuff like that, or have some avocado, nuts, etc. Eating fat doesn't make you fat. Eating too much of anything makes you fat. Vegetables, 1 to 2, keep the plumbing going. So, and it doesn't mean it has to be on the weekend, but this can be anytime you have free time during the week to sit down and see what the week ahead kind of looks like and to kind of make yourself a menu. So when we're meal planning, these are some things you need to consider. Look at your schedule. See what your busier days are. Maybe you've got to, drop Johnny off at camp, and then you've got a work meeting because not everybody's off all summer, and then you want to go to a party later, etc. So then those days when you're busier, you'll want to have snacks or meals ready so when you come home, you can just boom, heat up a meal, boom, whatever, or have snacks on the go. And when you're planning, maybe there's days where you can cook. You can cook for the family, or you're having family over after the beach and you want to cook for them. Have that meal plan so that you can come home and cook it. And the last part of meal planning is having stuff that you're going to want on the go. Maybe you're going to the beach all day, or you got meetings all day. You've got errands to run, etc. Keeping snacks, for when you need them. This is all part of meal planning. And have them up containers. Get yourself some good Tupperware, whatever good containers you see. They're the first thing I see when I walk into most supermarkets right now. So have your meal prep stuff ready. Plan your meals, and you're good to go. So after we're done planning, I'm going to stop sharing screen here. So once we've planned, now we've got to go into execution. We got to meal prep. Getting into the habit of meal prepping once a week, usually only lasts a couple hours. This can be key to keeping you on track the whole week. So let's go over some meal prep stuff for you. So this is going to follow once you planned your meals. Obviously, you got to go shopping. Shopping, I know it can be time-consuming. 45 minutes. If you're lucky, if you find the sweet spot to go to the grocery store when you know it's quieter, if you have the time, go when it's quieter. Then you're going to cook for the week or prep for the week. You can cook whole meals and divvy them up into containers. That's what I do. For a family, it can be a crock pot or something that you can just reheat. Make meals for on the go. Chop up some vegetables for snacks. Chop up some fruit for snacks. This can take 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how much you want to prep ahead of time versus how much you're going to cook during the week. So anywhere from an hour to 2 hours tops on a free day. That's really not a lot of time, And on top of keeping your waistline slim, it also saves you time during the week. If you sit down and think about, I'm going to stop screen share for a second. Backspace. All right. Let me go back in here for a second. All right. So think about during your week. Think about your week, and you're hungry and you don't have food prepped. You're spending at least a couple minutes in the refrigerator doing the what's in the fridge, what do I want to eat, or you're searching at work, or on the go, what do I want to eat? You're thinking about stores you want to go. You're thinking about convenience stores you want to pop into, and all that takes extra time. So when you prep your meals, you not only save time, you're saving your belly. All right. So we're going to hop back in here in my screen share. Alrighty, so we're going back to it. So we're going to meal prep. All right. So once you cooked it, you want to store it conveniently. You can put it in your regular fridge. Some people have 2 fridges in their house. You can have a fridge just for meal prep, just to go grab your on-the-go meals. Store it conveniently so you just grab it on the go. Some people label, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday midday snack, Monday early morning snack, etc. Having that all, the more the more you have it labeled, the more efficient your day will be. So the big thing with meal prep is knowing how long things will last in the fridge. So, and these are just general guidelines. Some of it can last a lot longer. It depends on your meal containers and stuff like that, whether you have it in a good solid Tupperware or if it's just tinfoil wrapped. So these are just some guidelines. So cooked meat, 3 to 4 days. Sometimes longer depending on the container. I've kept meat in the fridge for about a week, and I haven't died. I'm still here. Cooked vegetables around 7 days in a good container. After that, they start to get a little funky. Raw vegetables are a little shorter, depending on the containers, because once you start cutting them off, the ends are exposed. The nutrient you lose nutrients as they sit there. Fruit 3 to 5 days. Usually that's pretty. I know for myself, summer approaches, I love to have cut up watermelon in the fridge. I can never have enough, and I always end up wasting some because I don't eat it all. And in that case too, fruit and vegetables, you can cut up some raw vegetables, put some in the fridge for your snack on, and then freeze some for a meal later. Fruit, you can have some cut up for snacking, and whatever you don't think you're going to use that week, freeze it, and then you have fresh fruit for smoothies. 2 for 1 on that one. All right, so that's your meal prep covered. So if you've got the meal planning, the meal prep covered, you're good to go. But sometimes, stop the share here for a second. Sometimes we're on the go. We're at the beach. We make it a road trip. We go on vacation. That's what summer's all about. And this summer, it looks like we're getting back on track. Looks like we're going to have some fun. So how do we eat on the go so that we don't gain that summer surplus? All right. So here's some tips for eating on the go. First one is when you go out to eat, menu scanning. And in this age of 2021, 9 out of 10 bigger restaurants have healthy foods. Even in your smaller little mom and pop shops, there's some way to make your meals healthy. So first, when you're look for your protein. Grilled chicken breast. Is there lean beef? Is there shrimp, tuna? You always want to start with the base of a protein, just like we showed earlier on what a perfect meal is. You want to look at what your base meat is, base protein is, whether it's animal protein or vegetable protein. Next, always look at what the side the veggies are. before that, you always want a side salad instead of fries. Fries are such a calorie bomb. Every once in a while they're fine, but if you're really trying to keep it slim this summer, try to avoid the fries. Or at least only have fries once a week. If you're going to be on the go a lot this summer, you always want to limit to fries once a week. So next one, look for veggies. Is there a salad option? Can you get vegetables and dip? You maybe like get some hummus and some restaurants have it. Depends on where you are. Start with that and figure out how to add protein to it. You can always get a chicken breast on top of your salad. And we're going to talk about that a little later on. Most good restaurants, you can assemble a pretty good meal from a few of the side orders. When you go for a diner, you can get eggs and a cup of fruit. You can get eggs and toast. You can get an omelet. That's vegetables. Look at the side orders. A lot of times side orders can be made into a meal. Next one is look at the appetizer menu, especially here in the United States. It's a safe bet that there are going to be big portions in your meals. So you can, and I've done this a couple times out to eat. It's more fun sometimes maybe to order 1 or 2 appetizers as your meal versus huge meals, a table-crushing platter of ribs, Next, and lastly, when you're menu scanning, look at soups and salad. They're filling. You can, if you get a salad and a soup, that's a meal right there. You don't even need the main meal. So those are things to consider when you're out on the go during vacation season. Excuse my spelling. I know exercise, I know nutrition, I don't know spelling. All right. So rest stop, convenience store. So a lot of times you're going to be a lot of driving. So when you go into a rest stop convenience store and you're hungry, always grab a water first. Grab a water bottle first. You want that in your hand first. If you can order or you pick one up, opt for a sandwich, no fries. Look for it to be like a whole piece of meat, like a chicken, versus chicken salads, tuna salads, egg salads. They're usually ramped up with lots of mayo and other additives. So you find a sandwich, and then maybe you find a cheap garden salad. You want to make this a better option. Take that sandwich, take the bun off, ditch the buns, because those buns are usually cheap, crappy buns. They're not whole wheat buns. Most of the time they're like those little white bread, horrible buns. Take the meat off, chop. Take your plastic knife and fork or your spork and chop it up and put it over a cheap garden salad. Boom, you got a healthy meal right there at a rest stop or convenience store. And last, I'm really loving this, is 9 times out of 10 when you go to a good convenience store, like a Wawa, 7-Eleven, Royal Farms, Quick Check, I can't think of any others. I know there's more across the country. They've become really good at having like an area where there's like fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh things and wraps and whatever. 9 times out of 10, you can get a pretty good meal there before you even have to wander the rest of the store and see the unhealthy stuff. So always look for that first when you walk into a convenience store after you grab your bottle of water. All right. So, and to further that, if you are on vacation, you're in a hotel, this is where you can put that other stuff, the meal planning I talked about earlier, into practice. If you have a hotel or an Airbnb, you can look for the closest grocery store and go buy food and do some meal prep on vacation. Even if you just do a little bit, that might save you some money and might save you your waistline. All right. So there you have it. That's all my tips and habits to start locking in now as summer approaches so that you can have a great summer, a healthy summer, without adding that surplus and be looking for a diet or a plan or help in the fall. All right. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, message me. I'll be happy to chat with you. If you're having a hard time getting into daily dietary habits and meal prepping, stuff like that, I know a guy. All right. Have a great night, my friends.